everyone, welcome to Inconvenient Truths. I'm your host, Jennifer Zeng. Today I want to talk about three pieces of important news, which one is about the possible secret agreement between Xi Jinping and Putin. One is about Xi Jinping's accelerated preparation for a full-scale invasion of Taiwan. And the third is about the vice chairman of the CCP Central Military Commission, which may also be related to the attack on Taiwan. Now, the first one. According to Chinese language YouTuber Tang Jingyuan, the CCP has helped the Russian elites to transfer huge amounts of assets through Hong Kong some time ago. According to Tang Jinyuan's source from China, this matter was coordinated by the CCP Central National Security Commission and directly operated by the CCP's Ministry of Foreign Trade and Economic Cooperation. As the Russian power brokers were very worried that their assets in Europe would be frozen due to the US sanctions, the CCP helped them transfer their assets to the accounts of some Chinese private enterprises in Hong Kong, and then from those accounts to another account in Hong Kong. Although this account appears to be opened by the Chinese, it is actually controlled by the Russians. In this way, the CCP has helped the Russian elites to complete the transfer of huge amounts of assets. Although it is difficult to verify this information by other means, there is a clause in the 10,000-word non-joint declaration signed by Putin and Xi Jinping during Putin's visit to Beijing that may be able to serve as indirect confirmation of this important. This clause in the joint statement says, quote, both parties believe that in accordance with the fundamental principles of international law of sovereign equality of states, it is necessary to strictly abide by international obligations regarding the immunity of states and their property, including sovereign reserves. Both parties condemn attempts to confiscate foreign assets and property, emphasizing that the victim state has the right to take countermeasures in accordance with international law. Both parties are determined to protect each other's state property in their respective countries and to guarantee the safety, inviolability, and timely return of the other country's state property during its temporary transfer to their respective countries, unquote. At the time this statement was made, there was a lot of speculation about what this paragraph meant. Both parties are determined to protect each other's state property in their respective countries and to guarantee the safety, inviolability, and timely return of the other country's state property during its temporary transfer to their respective countries. At that time, many people did not quite understand what this meant. Now, after learning that the CCP helped the Russian power brokers to transfer their assets, people finally understand the meaning of this clause. So it could be highly possible that the CCP and Russia may have signed a secret pact stipulating that both sides will use their own conveniences, tools, and assets to transfer the overseas assets of the other side's high-ranking power brokers to a safe place so that these assets don't get frozen or even confiscated. If this is really the case, it means that Xi Jinping and Putin have already made up their minds to have a showdown with the free world, and they think that the time for the showdown is already very urgent. Actually, we don't need an inside scoop on this one. On May 31st, the CCP's Ministry of Defense declared that the Chinese army is ready, together with the Russian army, to defend justice in the world. The official representative of the CCP's Ministry of Defense, Wu Qian, stressed that the Chinese armed forces are willing to work together with the Russian army to fully implement the important consensus reached by the heads of state of the two states of the two countries, and together with the Russian counterparts defend international justice and impartiality and make every effort to ensure international and regional security. Wu Qian also said that PLA exercises around Taiwan are a necessary, reasonable, and legitimate step aimed at combating Taipei's attempt to proclaim Taiwan independence by enlisting the support of external forces. He said that Taiwan is a part of China and the choice of ways to resolve the Taiwan issue is exclusively an internal matter of China if necessary. The PLA is ready to defend the national sovereignty and territorial integrity of the country with practical actions. Then on June the 2nd, Dong Jun, the CCP's new Minister of National Defense, even threatened anyone who dares to split Taiwan from China will be crushed to pieces and face self-destruction. The English translation of his Chinese from a lot of English media outlets are just too polite. They failed to translate his Chinese words 粉身碎骨, which means crushes to pieces, reduced to dust, or pulverized. It is the most vicious and severe way to describe how you want someone to die. So such extreme words have been used by the CCP's defense minister at an international summit. Do we need any other evidence to prove the CCP's determination?